Broadband is broadening our entertainment horizons, allowing us to indulge our demand for on-demand. The technology has been driven by bedroom-based software pioneers. The big companies which dominate the business are struggling to keep up. Take, for example, the movie premiere. This kind of film vehicle hasn't really changed since the Premiere film premiere back in 1922.
The White Countess features some of Britain's most exportable stars. Perhaps unsurprisingly, all of them think movies should stay on the silver screen.
I haven't downloaded one myself. I download music, but not. I think it'll be a bit of both. I think man is a social animal, and thank God for that, because it means we have to come together. Otherwise, everyone would download everything.
Films are made to be seen on a big screen. You can't appreciate photography on a download. No way. You can get the story, you can get the acting, but cinematography, forget it.
I think there's pluses to it, isn't it? I mean, I think it is. But it's just not the same. I mean, I can imagine having to watch something on a computer screen and being grateful that I could see it quite quickly and effectively, but it doesn't. It's just being swallowed up by the size of a screen. You know, you're totally immersed and embraced by it. I don't think that will go. I really don't.
Because this film is already available for download.
And that's a shame.
It may be a shame, but illegal downloading is a reality.
A simple search leads you to the film. Downloading it from this site is illegal, but it only takes 3 clicks and usually 4 or 5 hours to do. It's powered by file-sharing technology called peer-to-peer, similar to that used by Napster, which incurred the wrath of the music business 5 years ago.
Once the information is shared, people can actually look at what kind of files someone else has on their computer, such as a movie. And a lot of people actually look to download movies or music. And they can click on that file by looking on the other person's hard disk and request to download it. And the other person can actually look on your hard drive as well and request to download that file.
Which is very hard to police. For the last 2 decades, tackling the pirates has been a case of using old-fashioned techniques, confiscation and prosecution. Now the rules are changing.
Last year, the FBI led Operation Sightdown, staging 90 raids across the world, including Britain, and closing down at least 8 major online distribution sites. Surfers who visit certain targeted web addresses are warned of the consequences. Campaign ads are now shown in the multiplex and burned onto DVDs.
Well, Simon Dyson, you work for Informer, a company that crunches these figures. How big a problem is it for the entertainment industry?
It's a very big problem. It continues to be a very big problem. I mean, putting an actual figure on losses to the industry is very, very difficult, but the MPAA has estimated that around about 650,000 films are downloaded illegally every day.
So would you say at the moment that the power really rests with the people who watch films rather than the people who make them?
I would say the film companies would argue differently. But, I mean, the fact of the matter is there aren't any films that have been released in the last couple of years, big box office films, that you can't get on the internet. So the fact that they're there already means the film companies have got to act.
Increasingly, we're not only choosing what and when we watch, but how and where we watch it, from the living room to the train carriage. Exciting times then for software developers like Walter Ritter from Austria, who's developed a song lyric search engine, turning an iPod into iKaraoke. But what began as an entertaining way of livening up the morning commute ended in a legal threat from the world's biggest music publishing company.
Oh, they basically said that my application is infringing the copyrights because people can download copyrighted material to their computer and copy it. So they weren't happy about it and told me that I should immediately cease and desist from providing their lyrics.
The letter's been obtained by the Sky Report. Signed by a senior vice president of Warner Chappell, it threatened legal action if Walter didn't shut the service immediately. He did. Then, in an extraordinary turnaround for one of the world's biggest entertainment firms, Walter was called a few weeks later by the chief executive, who apologised for the inappropriate tone of the letter. He even said, "We look forward to working together."
I mean, I wasn't making any money of it. It was just an idealistic project. And then someone comes along and tells you, hey, you can't do that because you're infringing our copyright. That sounds a bit strange.
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
Certainly the major movie companies are now playing catch-up. Warner Brothers has started a peer-to-peer trial in Germany, Fox is experimenting with downloads in the States, while here another major has dipped its toe in the digital water. From next month, when you buy a selected DVD from Universal, you'll get a free downloadable copy for your PC and another one for your portable media player.
This is day one of a new era, and I think this time next year and the year after, we'll take another stab at it and see where we are. The thing we're not saying is that traditional high street retail is at an end. If you ask me about how I think it'll look 10 years' time, however, then I think that this will be a more commonplace way of taking in your films and your TV programs.
But it's a tentative step. Along with King Kong, only 34 films from Universal's massive back catalogue will be available.
Last year, takings at the box office slumped, falling nearly 8% worldwide. Hollywood executives are finally learning a lesson from their record company colleagues. But the future of the entertainment industry is staring them in the face.